everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today is Thursday, January 9th, and we're going to take a look at some jeans that sold on eBay. I've pulled out a handful to show you. A lot of these are going to be the bread and butter ones that I do, and some of these are bolos for you guys. And I have a couple examples of jeans. I know I've shown you guys in the past my experiment that I'm doing where if they don't sell within a certain amount of time, I drop the original price I wanted by $8 and then add a flat rate shipping of $8 on it instead of the free shipping. And sometimes that'll get them to move, which is weird because if I had shipping on them and I suddenly made them free shipping, I think they would move as well. Sometimes you just have to play around and tweak and do the opposite of what you're doing to make things work. But let's go ahead and jump in. You're looking at a pair of Miss Me jeans. These are the kind with the fancy pockets on the back, the embellished pockets. This is a very nice looking pair of jeans. Size 28. They're boot cut. So these were $6.99 at the Goodwill, and they sold for a best offer of $43, and they shipped in a padded flat. Miss Me are bolo. Here we have Paige Hidden Hills. I would call Paige like lower end bolo or maybe higher end bread and butter. They still fetch a higher price than most of the bread and butter, but they have been declining as folks continue to race to the bottom. But I would pick up Paige. Let me rephrase that. I would pick up Paige if I ever saw them in the wild, but I haven't. All of the Paige I've ever sold have come in my thread up boxes, and I've gotten quite a bit of Paige in them, and I like it, and if I saw it in the wild, I would get it. This particular pair is, you can see in this photo, flare, big time flare. So I could have had bell bottom in the title too. Sometimes if I have jeans that flare that much, I'll put bell bottom flare, boho, just keywords like that. So if these came out of a thread up box, they were $1.75 probably if we didn't pay shipping, which typically I only buy thread up boxes when I have free shipping coupons. So $1.74 maybe. And they sold for $26.46, and they shipped in a padded flat. 7 for All Mankind. These are kind of along the lines of the Paige. Higher end bread and butter, but not quite as much of a bolo as they used to be. As you can see, this pair wasn't listed for very much to begin with. I accepted a best offer of $20.50. This particular pair was only 99 cents at the Goodwill, and it shipped in a padded flat. The exception is the dojo jeans. If you guys find the 7 for All Mankind dojo jeans, those are an absolute bolo. I just showed a pair of those recently that sold for $60, and you'll know them when you see them because on the back pockets they have a giant 7, and then right on here where this one says boot cut, they would say dojo. Those are a bolo, but other than the dojo jeans, 7 for All Mankind has really been oversaturated. I pick it up when I find it, but it's not necessarily as exciting as it used to be. Do you guys remember these? These came out of the most recent thread up box I had. I did the live unboxing of that one and pulled these out. I was so excited about these because I love when I find jeans that are different like this. I mean, these are amazing. These are amazing. So these are by Current Elliott. If you guys wanted to see the brand, I'm going to tell you guys this is probably a bolo. They had on the inside a true 80s skinny that hugs every curve. Jean is to be worn very fitted and low in the waist. Ankle skinny tribal. They were just super, super unique and super awesome. I did take my time getting them up. They sat around in a jean death pile for a little while. And once I had them listed, they sold within 2 days. And I think they would have sold faster, but I was countering back and forth with a buyer They initially offered me only 20 on them, and I was like, you're out of your mind. Anyway, after like a day of going back and forth, they finally accepted my counteroffer of $35. So I did sell them for $35, and they shipped in a padded flat. They were $1.74. Not your daughter's jeans. These are bread and butter. I wouldn't pay much more than $1.50, $2 for a pair of these. This particular pair we only paid 99 cents for at the Goodwill. This is kind of another brand that it used to be really exciting, but it's just bread and butter now. This pair sold for $20.90 and shipped in a padded flat. Cut from the cloth, bread and butter. When I first started on eBay, these were a bolo. They're bread and butter now. We accepted a best offer of $24 on this pair. I guess they didn't want to pay $24.92. Maybe they wanted a nice round number. Anyway, I accepted their offer of $24 on them. 99 cents at the Goodwill, shipped in a padded flat. I kind of feel like I keep saying over and over, though, well, this is a brand that used to be, and it's not. And that it's the fact that a lot of brands and a lot of clothing items on eBay are becoming oversaturated. But I don't think the oversaturation is so much the problem as the people just racing to the bottom. You can have more sellers on eBay. You can have more of the same brands and the same items on eBay without having this fall from grace, so to speak. If people would continue to list items at what they were worth at one time, if people would comp and list at market price and not try to beat each other out and be the first one to sell. Because when that's what happens is when items become oversaturated and people freak out that they're not going to sell theirs, they start to price lower. And before you know it, jeans that used to sell for $50 now sell for $20 because everybody had to have the lowest price when they were listing. And you guys know that that's one of my soapboxes, but I just don't even think it's like a very... First of all, it has ruined the market for so many brands. So many brands are just ruined. They will never be what they once were because people had this mindset of me first, race to the bottom. But second, that's not really a smart way to run your business. I mean, I guess some folks think selling yours quick and fast and being the first with the fast nickel is a very viable way to run a business. But when you get too many people doing it, this is what happens. Jeans that used to sell for $50 and $60 and $70 now sell for $20 because everybody had to undercut the next guy. And what ends up happening is nothing is worth what it used to be. And, you have less bolos. You have lower sell-through rates on a lot of items. And this is one of the biggest reasons why this is my soapbox. And I say I will always price high. When I comp, I go on the high end. And I'll sit and wait and be patient because I don't want to be part of the problem. I also want to maximize our profits so that we can continue to build our business and have it be a viable way of supporting our lifestyle, not have to give up and go back to the workforce or whatever. So, anyways, let me step back off my soapbox. But I just felt like I just kept repeating myself over and over there. Well, this brand used to be, and it's not anymore. And that it just is. So what happens when you get too many people on the same platform? Alright, these Ralph Lauren's jeans were, are these jeans? They look like corduroys. Okay, so they're corduroys. We're going to look at corduroys. I thought they were jeans, but we'll look at them anyway. So these were corduroys. They were 99 cents. They sat around for a long time. And I wanted like $20 for them originally, 21. We've kind of been raising the prices by 50 cents to $1 over the last year, since last January, to help accommodate for the higher shipping rates. So I dropped them down to $13 with 8 shipping, and they sold. So I still got the 21 I wanted had I done 21 free shipping. And this is another example. These were a pair I would have had at like 20 free shipping. So I dropped the price to 12 with $8 shipping on them, and then took a best offer of $11.25 to get them to move. J. Crew still does pretty good on Poshmark, not so much on eBay, but I would still call it a bread and butter brand, and I consistently pick it up because I like to put it on both platforms. Here we have some Patagonia men's jeans. These took forever and 12,000 days to sell. We sourced these October of 2018 when we drove back from our trip to Florida, and we stopped in South Carolina and sourced at some Goodwills there. I found these, paid $5 for them. It took them this long to sell. So maybe Patagonia is another brand that maybe isn't as good as it used to be, but these still sold for a pretty good amount. They sold for $32.49. So pretty pleased with the price I ended up getting on them. They just took a long time. Gloria Vanderbilt is a bread and butter as far as I'm concerned. If you're a longtime viewer, you know my rules about it though. I will source Gloria Vanderbilt when I find it for 99 cents. I only typically get size 14 or larger, or if they're unique in some way. If they're purple, orange, yellow, if they're just different color, if they have stripes or some kind of a print. And bonus if they're both. These were size 16, and they're gray, so they had both going for them. And they sold for $18 and shipped in a padded flat. Picked up these Juicy Couture jeans. These are kind of a hit or miss. They used to do really well, not so much anymore. But these had their tags, and so anytime I find anything new with tags, I have to get it. And they were only 99 cents, and they had the bottom sweatpant cuff things going on. And they sold for $33.25, and these shipped first class in a poly bag. Here we have a pair of Joe's jeans. Joe's is right along the lines of Cut from the Cloth and Page. Used to be a definite bolo, kind of leaning more towards a higher end bread and butter now. This pair came, I want to say, from a ThredUp box, so they were around $2, $1.74, and they sold for $33.75, and they shipped in a padded flat. And speaking of the Dojo jeans, I did have them up to show you guys. So these are the 7 for All Mankind Dojos. Paid $6.99 for them. You bet your butt I did. I would pay up for these all day long. So these were $6.99. They sold for $60, and they shipped in a padded flat. I did have a lot of offers on them for $20 and $30 and $40, and I countered with 54 each time. 10% off, and nobody bit, and eventually someone bought them at full price, which is good. That's fine with me. And here's the pockets I was talking about, guys. You see how the 7 goes up and out like that on the back pocket. Dojo jeans will always have that 7 on the back pocket, and they will always see Dojo right here on the band, on the inner waistband. Alright guys, that's the highlights of the jeans for the last month. That sold on eBay. And just to give you an idea of, brands you can still sit on and styles, because you can't sit on all 7 for Mankind and get $60. But the Dojos, Miss Me's you can still sit on and get $40 to $50 for. And then you got like Page and Cut from the Cloth, your Joe's jeans, like the higher end bread and butters, you're probably going to get like around 30 for. And then your other bread and butters you'll get 18 to 25 for, like Not Your Daughters and J. Crew and the larger size Vanderbilts. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, guys. Please hit the thumbs up before you leave. It does help the channel. If you're not in our Facebook group, what are you waiting for? Join us. We have a great time in there. Lots of great people. It is called the Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. There is a direct link in the description box for you guys to click on and join us. It is a free Facebook group full of amazing people. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel. Help us feed a hungry hippo. You can always email us if you'd like to at flippinhipposhelp@gmail.com. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at flippinhippos across all social media. And until next time, guys, go be productive, go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We absolutely appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys are the best. Bye.